Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, from Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Friday, and you know what that means. It's time for the weekly SmackDown Event Center report. And now here's the man that will bring you the happenings on WWE SmackDown every Friday night, Mr. Eric M. Lima. Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Well, hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977, episode number 2464 of the show. How's it going, everybody? I hope you guys have a very wonderful day. And it is down time to wind down a little bit. But before I do end today, before I get to bed, I got a couple of episodes for you. And the first episode of episode 2464 will be talking about what happened on SmackDown tonight, because SmackDown was on tonight, and got some good news. The TNA Emergence feed was back to normal. For the rest of the show, and thankfully, it was able to watch it. So you're gonna so that event center will be a go when I'm going to talk about that. And so we're gonna talk about what happened on SmackDown. The MFTs, that would be Solo Sikoa, the United States Heavyweight Champion, along with Tonga Loa, JC Mateo, and Tala Tonga, as they addressed the Boston crowd, because they were in Boston, Massachusetts, and they were talking about how nobody, Solo Sikoa talking about running his mouth, fighting Sami Zayn and all that. And then Sami Zayn comes out and basically says, I'm here to kick your butt, and I'm here to take the United States title. And then Solo Sikoa, again, his mouth was, one thing funny about Solo Sikoa, he should have been on one of my wrestling personalities I can't stand, because the dude runs his mouth and it overloads his brain. And I used to remember, back in the day, he's like always serious. And now he's like, oh yeah, look at me, I'm Solo Sikoa, I'm the man, yeah. Shut up. Anyways, Solo Sikoa, Raw, you ain't gonna bung, he ain't gonna get this title. And then Sami Zayn says, well, guess what? I am here on Raw. I'm here on SmackDown. In fact, I am the newest member of the SmackDown roster. And then the NFT's not very happy about it. They attacked Sami Zayn. And then Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu help out Sami Zayn. And they said, hey. And Nick Aldis says, hey, welcome to SmackDown, Sami Zayn. And you know what? And they said, that's not how we treat our guy, our newest member of the SmackDown roster. And in fact, tonight, it'll be a 6-man tag. It'll be Sami Zayn teaming up with Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu against the MFTs. So, and so Solo Sikoa, yeah, he was totally thrilled about that, sure. Then Byron Saxton interviewed Chelsea Green and the Secret Herbis, and Piper Niven has to face Alexa Bliss one-on-one. Was it mismatch of the century? But then, and Piper Niven was goofing around with Byron Saxton's tie. If I was going to be a wrestling reporter and interviewer, and I had to dress nice, I would tell Piper Niven, do not touch the suit. Do not touch the suit. Piper Niven, let Byron Saxton conduct this interview in a professional manner and let him look professional. Yet you decided to throw the handkerchief, mess with a tie. Do not touch the suit. That's what I would say. Do not touch my suit. I'm here to be professional. I'm doing an interview. Got a problem with it. Hit the bricks. I don't like you. Chelsea Green, a.k.a. Pauline from Donkey Kong, never know when the shot's up. Man. I'm Chelsea Green. I'm Canadian. Shut up, you. You're the first United States champion. You want a cookie? Sheesh. Listen, go. You want to annoy somebody? Go back annoying your husband. That's what you should do. Go annoy your husband. Annoy your poor husband. God bless him for marrying you. And then they had the match, Alexa Bliss and Piper Niven, and Chelsea Green and Alba Fire both get involved. Charlotte Flair fights them off. Bliss won the matchup, though, and then the three ladies took their turn attacking Bliss and Flair after the matchup. And poor Nick Aldis, he's got a lot of his hands full. Tiffany Stratton and Jay Cargill were arguing about the championship matchup, and then they break it up, and then Nia Jax interrupts all three ladies. He says, I should get a shot. He said, I'll tell you what, if you want, and Tiffany Stratton says, if you want the shot, bring it. So there's that. And then the tag team action is Fraxium versus Mello Don't Miz, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. It's Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. Mello Don't Miz ended up winning the matchup. And then Kiana James is trying to offer her services to Tiffany Stratton. And then Tiffany Stratton's like, thanks, but no thanks. If you're not with us, you're against us. And just because Julie is the Women's United States Champion doesn't mean she'll go after that title. So it seems like now Tiffany Stratton's going to have to keep her head in the swivel. Jay Cargill wants another matchup, a rematch against her. Nia Jax wants another shot against her. And now possibly Julia wants a shot at her. If I were Tiffany Stratton, keep your head in the swivel, girl. You never know which woman will come at you. And then Mia Yim confronts Kiana James about getting a shot at the Women's United States title. So, and then Kiana James kind of disrespects Michin and ends up walking away. And Michin was not very happy about that. So there's that. Drew McIntyre addresses the Boston crowd about how he hurt Cody Rhodes. I would not be surprised if Cody Rhodes decided to challenge Drew McIntyre and wants to put the WWE Championship on the line against Drew McIntyre. Meanwhile, Byron Saxton interviewed the Street Profits and Beef about their matchup against DIY, and then the MFTs interrupt, saying that when we get all said and done, we'll be going after those tag team titles. But then Tala Tonga's kind of looking away. Tala Tonga, you okay? I'm good. And then there was somebody in the Wyatt Six watching them. Eric Rowan. Rowan and Tala Tonga one-on-one. Give me that matchup. All four members of the MFTs versus the Wyatt Six make that a Survivor Series elimination, traditional Survivor Series elimination match. One of these I don't want to talk about Survivor Series, but right now we're supposed to focus on SmackDown here. So, Street Profits went one-on-one with went in a tag team matchup against DIY. Candice LeRae gets involved during the matchup, but despite that, the Profits end up winning the matchup. Meanwhile, the Motor City Machine Guns were talking to Aldis about getting a shot, and then Mello Don't Miz interrupts them, and they were arguing back and forth. And Nick Aldis said, I got a solution for this. Next week, there'll be a tag match between you two teams. And it seems like Carmelo Hayes don't want to team with The Miz anymore. I don't blame him. Then Byron Saxton interviews R-Truth about being happy to see John Cena back, and then Aleister Black confronts R-Truth, and addressing Damian Priest to R-Truth. But then Sami Zayn talks to Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu. He says, "Oh, you're not cool. How about Jacob?" And then Jacob's like, "I wasn't there for you," and all that. I think Jacob Fatu does not feel comfortable that someone is stepping in front of him and trying to get the United States title. That's why I think the tension between them two going on. But then he goes, "No, I mean," and then ends up walking out. And then Jimmy Uso and Sami Zayn were like, "Well, okay." So then the six-man tag, Sami Zayn, Jimmy Uso, and Jacob Fatu versus the MFTs. It'll be the United States champ Solo Sikoa, JC Mateo, and Tonga Loa, with Tala Tonga at ringside. He got involved during the matchup, but in the end, though, Sami Zayn got the win for his team against the MFTs, and then finally, Sami Zayn and Jacob Fatu hugged it out. That was a beautiful moment right there. Well, it's the final SmackDown before TripleMania tomorrow. I'm gonna see if I can punch up TripleMania for just a second here. I'm gonna make my my picks and predictions, and And sorry, that's Molina. Hold on just a second here. Alright, give me a second here. Oh, whoops. I put it on. That's okay. I'll fix that when I get a chance. Okay, now. Okay. Let's see. Let's go. Let's search. Alright, AAA TripleMania. Okay. Alright, TripleMania is part of the WWE. I will be watching it, and, okay. Alright, so here are the matches for the, Alright, so here's the full the AAA Mega Championship Fatal 4-Way match of El Hijo del Vikingo defends it against Dragon Lee, Dominic Mysterio, and El Grande Americano. I got a hunch in this matchup that Dominic Mysterio will utilize his Judgment Day allies, but then again, they're in action. So I'll be picking Vikingo to retain. Meanwhile, the street fight for the AAA Tag Team titles on the line. Los Garza, Angel Umberto will defend the titles against Pagano and Psycho Clown. I see Pagano and Psycho Clown winning the matchup to win the belts. 6-person tag match: the Judgment Day's Finn Balor, JD McDonough, the WWE Tag Team Champions, and Raquel Rodriguez will be teaming up against Nino Hamburguesa, Mr. Iguana, and Lola Vice. I think Hamburguesa, Mr. Iguana, and Lola Vice are going to win. Meanwhile, the Reina de Reina's championship triple threat match, as Flamer will defend her title against Fabi Apache and Natalia. I think Flamer will retain. Meanwhile, the Latin American title will be on the line. El Macias, and for those of you who don't know, he was Judas Macias in TNA, and he'll defend it against El Hijo de Wagner Jr. I see Macias ended up retaining the title. Now, the Copa Bardal matchup, or the Bardal Cup, participants enter the match at time intervals, similar to a Royal Rumble matchup. Eliminations occur via pinfall. Last remaining competitor wins the Copa Bardal trophy. So, we don't know who's going to enter that matchup, so I can't make a pick on that. So, I'll be watching, and I'll be doing a AAA event center, AAA 2025 event center, a AAA TripleMania event center report. I'm going to do that while watching Collision. So that's going to be a lot of fun there too. So, I want to thank everybody for tuning into the show. Next up, I'll talk about TNA Emergence. So, until next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home. That is all for today's episode of the show. This is Mr. Announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E and do it for Bob Saget production, and in association with a Raving Bull for 3000 Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. See you later on the next episode of the show. Goodbye for now.